You can live here to be 103 years old. You can work and raise your family all your life. You can come, report about it, and report from it. But God forbid I should die in Esto, Florida, because you can't be buried here if you're black.
Somehow or another, she just felt at home. You know, you can tell.
So almost from the beginning, there was a special bond between you and Miss Ada.
Yes, there was no color line with me. She came in 1901 with Gilbert. She was 14 years old.
So Miss Ada and Mr. Gilbert settled this town for all practical purposes.
They were here before any of others were here.
Miss Ada Dupree was loved by a lot of people here. And Ada was welcome in our home and in most other homes.
Ralph and his mother, Ada, his wife, Mitty, they were like institution in Esto. They were part of it. They were the outstanding citizens.
When do you and Miss Ada sit down and start talking about where she's going to be buried?
It'd be hard to pinpoint that because it'd been so many years. She just always assumed that this was her home, and she had lived here so long, and she would always say, Miss Sybil, you got to see that I'm buried here too. You got to make arrangements for me to be here too. This is my home. She always told me that.
We thought she had no objection, you know. We thought there was nothing, no objection about that, you know.
And then when she passes...
Then when she passed, boo, that's when the whole thing flew up.
You call up a member of the cemetery committee and say, listen, I have a name that's going to go before the cemetery committee.
He said, well, I don't go along with it, and the rest won't either. And I want to know, don't they have a burying ground for niggers in Nomi? Now, that was the words he said.
Well, how did that make y'all feel? Your grandmama had lived in this town all her life.
Grandmama and Grandpa, they the ones set this place up. They the ones established this place right here. They were the first one came here.
What'd you say, Miss Sybil?
I don't really know what all I said. It was a plan.
How you explain the townspeople not wanting her buried in the cemetery?
The townspeople basically did want her buried there. They just simply, apparently, didn't have the courage to stand up to those who didn't. Her people showed the same lack of courage, if you will, not standing up to the... They were being abused.
So what we have here
is a sense of omission, if you will.
And a dual act of cowardice.
And a dual act of cowardice.
I feel that many of us, or the majority of our people, still have the old slave mentality. That our minds have never been free, that we are somebody, that we can do things. And we've just accepted a role as has been described, outlined, and given to us, and never dare step across the line that has been drawn.
Why didn't your family come in and say, look, my grandmama wanted to be here, this is where we're going to be?
Well, we could have, but after they put all them threats out, Aunt Chromie got scared. Aunt Chromie wouldn't even come out the house, poor thing, she was so scared.
She said somebody just called and said that if we brought my grandmother to your lot on that hearse, there would be violence, they would be shot.
So you had to stand all by yourself in this.
What is this? You got to stand for something, or you don't stand at all? You know, she told me that she'd be just as close to her son lying right here as she would be lying over there by him if she was put over there. And I believe that in spirit. I believe in spirit she's here. If she knows anything, I think she knows I tried.